is Petra, and I'm a nutrition educator. And my husband and I, my husband makes these delicious waffles on Sunday mornings, and I always make a persimmon dish to accompany the waffles. And what I've learned recently is that berries boost natural killer cell activities. They increase the amount of killer cells. So to my regular persimmon dish, I have now added berries, and just recently I also learned how beneficial cardamom is. In a study called The Effect of Blueberry Ingestion on Natural Killer Cell Counts, it was found that berries may boost your level of natural killer cells, another important cell for fighting viruses and cancer. So I either use dried blueberries, which have no added sugar, or regular frozen blueberries. And then I added the cardamom to it, and let me tell you a little bit about the cardamom. Generally, eating antiviral foods like garlic, ginger, and spices help boost your immune system, and cardamom can boost the killer cell activity. Researchers put lymphoma cells in a petri dish and added natural killer cells, which were able to wipe out about 5% of the cancer cells. But after researchers sprinkled on some cardamom, the natural killer cells became supercharged and eradicated even more cancer cells, up to about 10 times more than without the cardamom. So that's why I modified my dish. Now, you might say, persimmons, where do we get persimmons? And I know that is a little bit more challenging. But you can substitute persimmons with a mango, and you can always get a fresh or frozen mango. And what I do is, when persimmons get ripe in the winter and they're grown, it's the national fruit from Japan, but they're grown in California, which is really awesome, and it feels a little bit like a tropical fruit to me. So I have an example of a frozen, there are two different kinds of persimmons. This is a hachia persimmon, and the hachia is more like an acorn shape. And then we have the fuyu persimmon. It's more like an apple or pumpkin shape. This one is a really tiny version, but you can get them bigger. Those you can eat anytime. That you can eat them like an apple. But the hachia, they have to be completely ripe, kind of like as soft as your cheek, before you can eat them. So what I do is I buy cases of persimmons when they're ripe. You get it at a discount, it's much cheaper. And then I freeze them, and so I'm using frozen persimmons all year long. But again, you can substitute with mangoes. And this is a perfect way also to make ice cream without added sugar. If you want to do it as ice cream, you don't add as much liquid to it. So you try to use as much more of the fruit and less liquid. And in my case, to add it to the waffles, I don't have to have it very, very stiff like ice cream. So it has dual usages. So I'm going to use my blender. So I'm going to start out with 1.5 cups of persimmons. Actually, I need to scoop that out a little bit, since they are still frozen. And either I would add now 1/4 cup of dried blueberries or 1/2 cup of frozen blueberries. So I'm going to add the frozen blueberries. And you get different phytochemicals when you have different color fruits and vegetables. So that alone is wonderful. And because I like it sweet and I don't like adding added sugar, I'm gonna add a date. I chopped it up. What you can do is you can soak it a little bit before, like half an hour or an hour before, or even overnight, and then it is much easier to blend it. And then I'll add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the cardamom. And the liquid, this is half a cup of plant milk that it's actually a blend of soy milk and oat milk that my husband made for me. So I'm just going to add half of it just to show you how it, no, I think I would need, no, I'll try it. Just to show you how it could be ice cream. It's going to make some noise for a minute, so bear with me. Show you now the consistency. It's basically like ice cream. You see that? It's really cool. So for my purpose, I'm going to add a little bit more liquid, so that would be then a total of half a cup of the plant milk to make it a little bit creamier and not as firm as ice cream. I'll show it to you. It's so delicious, and the cardamom adds such a great flavor to it. So here is my sauce to go with our waffles. Rich flavors and colors from the blueberries, natural killer cells activity boosted, and the natural killer cells supercharged through the cardamom. So try it and look for our waffle recipe, and then you have both good worlds. And I'm gonna taste this ice cream here. Delicious. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.